Good morning, Happy New Year. Wanted to talk a little bit about what I'm going to focus on, especially to start the year off, but I'm going to make it a focus throughout the year because I had some results towards the end of last year and I really want to see how far I can take this. But if you follow me for a while, you know most of my tips are on either injury prevention, injury recovery, or just overall fitness, especially for those over 40. I'm going to shift gears a little bit and focus more on mental health. Around September of last year, mid-September of last year, I found a new therapist, and he helped me more than anyone has so far when it comes to my mental health, gaining some ground in my old wounds and the things that bring up my traumas, the things that trigger my traumas and my wounds and cause me to act out with things that we call protest behaviors. And I started getting so much better. I had so much improvement. And, just life hit. I had to move. Just get into the holiday season and I got super busy. And I just kind of let my sessions go by the wayside. And so I probably haven't seen him in about maybe a little under 2 months. And I've noticed that some of the ground that I've gained, I've started to slip. I've started to kind of cede some of that ground. So I'm going to get back into therapy. But one of the things he did that helped me a lot was an inner child meditation. And I'm not going to take you through it, especially while I'm walking. That would defeat the purpose. But if I were you and you notice that you have certain behaviors and triggers, especially in relationships, I'd invite you to just kind of look inside a little bit, see what causes those triggers and see what your body's trying to tell you. That's what I really want to work on, is what is my body trying to tell me? Where does the alarm come from? Is it coming from my belly, my solar plexus, my chest? I have a little bit of a combination of all three. And my wounds, if I'm just being transparent, I'm going to be a little bit open with you guys. And almost 51 years old, you'd think I'd have it all together by now, but I definitely don't. So from childhood, and I would say even a little bit later than that, I have a fear of abandonment and rejection and then not being good enough. And so what that manifests in, for me personally, is anxious behaviors. Now, I haven't really had a history of anxiety growing up or even into adulthood. I had something happen in 2017 that's when I really first started noticing anxiety. But now it's kind of manifested in relationships, especially romantic relationships, but it's kind of manifested in other ways as well. And I think it was just something that was probably always there. I know my mom was always anxious growing up. I probably already had a little bit of it kind of simmering. There, it was kind of on the surface, just waiting to be triggered or brought out. And so I've noticed that has been that's been like my albatross. My albatross is anxiety. And unfortunately, that anxiety impacts my relationships negatively. And it's my shit. It's my shit I gotta fix. The funny thing is about this whole fucking thing is that I'm pretty confident in who I am. I know what I bring to the table. It's not that I need to find anything out about myself. I mean, I did that a while back, and I feel pretty good about that. The thing is that I love big. I love big, I love hard, and I love strong, and I love very, very fucking loyally. And so when I give that, and I start to get anxious about losing it, I act out. And I don't have any excuse for it. I don't. But it's my shit to heal. And so that's why I wanted to kind of bring that to you guys today. I want to be a little bit vulnerable, share my experience, and hope it helps somebody, because I don't care if you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. It doesn't fucking matter. We all have something that we're dealing with. We all have something that we have to heal from. And when we can at least start that process, at least start to see some improvement, then we're going to make our relationships in our lives a lot better. We're going to bring people closer instead of pushing them away. Hey, I'm speaking to the choir here. I'm talking to myself as much as I am to you. I know I need to fix some shit, and I'm going to work on that. I'm getting back into therapy. Another thing is men specifically. If you're over, I'd say if you're over 35, get your testosterone checked. I've been using testosterone replacement therapy consistently for the better part of 5 years, and well, almost 6 now. And what I noticed is the last 7 months, I actually got off my regimen. It just happened I ran out and I didn't order more, and I was doing okay at the time. Everything was all the boxes were checked. My sleep was good, my libido's good, my recovery's good. So I didn't really worry about it too much. But what I noticed, and I didn't notice it until it was too late, is that my mood was definitely suffering. My mood and my recall were definitely starting to falter a little bit. So when I got my prescription refilled and I got back on it towards the end of last week, I've already noticed a huge difference in my mood and in my clarity. My anxiety's gone from like a 10 down to about a 5. Just from doing that. And like I said, recovery, libido was already good, but I will say it's even better now. But sleep, that's a different story. That's something else that I have to work on independently. But I would definitely say if you're over 35, get your testosterone checked. Women too, y'all have to do, not have to, but you have the option to do hormone replacement therapy, feel a whole lot better. It's up to you. Talk to your doctor, see what they have to say about it. But get someone that specializes in that, so that it's not just your general practitioner going off whatever the farm rep is telling them, or whatever the research from 40 fucking years ago is telling them. Get somebody who's up to date on that shit and knows what they're doing. But yeah, I do think that sometimes, medications, hormones, things like that, chemicals, all those things can really affect our mental health, good and bad. So if you're supposed to take medicine, take your medicine, and that includes me. I didn't take my own advice for a good 7 months, and my mental health suffered for it. And now I don't want to blame it strictly on that, but damn, when your chemistry's off, it can affect a lot of shit. And I mean, anyone who's ever been through it knows that. And I don't mean just testosterone. I mean, if you take thyroid meds, that can get way out of whack if you're not taking your stuff, or if you're taking too high of a dose. If you take depression meds, anxiety meds, all these things, that they can help, but I'm not the expert on it. Like I said, talk to your doctor about that stuff. But if you're supposed to take those things, as well as I do, if you don't, it'll fuck you up. So I highly recommend staying on top of any kind of regimen that you have that does help you. But yep, a little more focused on mental health, especially to start the year. And I'll keep you updated on my progress. I'm going to start a new hobby here pretty soon. I think I'm getting a lot of the equipment for my birthday, so we'll have to wait till the end of the week for that. But I don't know how much of that I'm going to share. I will eventually, but I do think having a hobby, having some things that can distract you in a good way, something constructive, can really help a lot with your mental health, can decrease that anxiety, and give you a little more confidence and a little more like, hey, I'm working on me. I'm doing something for me. So wanted to give you a preview of what's to come. Join me. Let me know if you have any comments, questions, insults, whatever. I don't care. And I'll talk to you guys later.